Why? Why in God's name would you leave something like medicine? I'm actually out here in Mohegan Sun to shoot a job. Pretty excited about, but we have about an hour and a half to kill, so I figure this is a good time to answer some big, serious, important questions. A quick side note though, I've been waiting to talk about these things because when I first left medicine, honestly, I felt like I didn't really have a place to say anything yet because I had nothing to show for it. But things have changed a lot over this past year or so, and I feel like now is a good time to answer these questions. So, these questions are more or less what I've been asked a lot over this past year or so. And because these questions have come up over and over again, I figured, let me make this mini series that answers those specific questions. And I feel like they might help somebody else out who's dealing with something similar or who's thinking about doing something similar. Before I answer that question, I want to emphasize that this was the hardest thing I have ever had to do, by far. It's not something I just woke up and I'm like, you know what? I don't feel like doing this shit anymore. I'm out. Also, it wasn't because it was difficult, because I know for a fact that anything that you want to do in life is difficult. Anything worth doing in life is difficult. So it had nothing to do with difficulty, because I don't care how hard things are or how much I have to work. That doesn't bother me. The short answer basically is happiness. This word right here is the reason why I left. There's obviously a lot more to the answer. The deeper I got into it, the more I realized that this just wasn't the path for me. And it was even something that people around me started noticing. They started noticing that I wasn't happy. I was semi-miserable, and it started changing me and who I am. And that's just, I'm generally a very happy person, and it just wasn't me. And it's a lot more too. I also started this late, and I realized by the time I would be done with all this, with my residency and potential fellowship, I would be in my late 30s, almost 40. And the idea of starting your life at almost 40 really bothered me too. And then there's this other really big idea, and it's not necessarily linked to medicine, it's more of a lifestyle thing, but this idea of how we have become a society that spends 80 to 90% of our time waiting to live life. So if you look at the week, we wait for the weekend to come, and like we count down the days so we can actually live our life the way we want to. You know, that concept even goes on to vacation. You spend like 6 months to a year waiting for that one vacation to finally like be happy and live life before you have to go back to your normal life. And I'm not saying this applies to everybody. It definitely does not. There's a lot of people who are very happy with what they're doing, but that concept bothered me a lot. It bothered me to do something every day that you're semi-happy, just so in brief moments of time you can live the kind of life you want to live. My idea of what I wanted from my life became very different than the path I was going down. But like I was saying, it was a really big risk. And like I said, one of the most difficult things I've ever had to do. But I've been really lucky and really blessed. And thank God that everything worked out. And so far, things have been great. So yeah, short answer, happiness. Long answer, everything I just said. That is why I left medicine. And that's that. Tomorrow, I'll post the answer to a second question, which I get a lot of, is like, what did your parents think? And what did your wife think? What did your in-laws think? What did your friends think? What did everybody think? Because everybody got something to say. But yeah, tomorrow I'll answer that question. Thank you for watching. Okay, bye.